What's happening? Jason Woodland back again with Always the Journey TV. This is episode number 67. So again, just like normal, rock and rolling out here in the community, talking to all kinds of amazing people. And the whole objective here, again, is to talk to people about their histories, their passions, their inspirations, about what got them involved in their businesses, their jobs, their art, their side hustles, their event spaces, really anything in between. So today I'm ultra excited about introducing you to my very dear friend, Karameli Thomas. Karameli is a licensed massage therapist of 17 years and is the owner of Meli Thomas Massage Therapy, located in Sugar House. She specializes in chronic injuries and pain management for healthcare professionals. Currently, she's working directly with nurses. So all of you nurses out there, hit up Meli Thomas. At the tender young age of 4 years old, she provided relief of back pain for her grandfather by walking on his back. Definitely something I think I'm in need of right about now. She said that at the time, her grandfather already had 4 kids, but he always asked her for help. He said that she was the only one that had the heart for it. He was right. After every year after, she said that she was the one that all the family members went to for massage therapy. 10 years later, she was introduced to a massage therapist, and after working on her for a short 30 minutes, she encouraged Karameli to follow her talent, pursue a career in as a massage therapist, and sent her off with her very first massage table that she actually has to this day. That's a really cool story. She made the commitment shortly after graduating high school that she would enroll in one of the best massage therapy schools to get her diploma. It is her greatest passion to assist others in becoming the best version of themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce to you my dear friend, Karameli Thomas. What is happening?
Hey, oh my God, Jason Woodland. I am so excited to be here.
Oh
I don't
God.
have a New York accent, you guys. I'm just a Friends fan.
You're so amazing. I am so thankful that you're on the show today. You're just like you're my soulmate spirit friend.
Yes, I'm your soul sister. Tell the world. Tell
That's
the world.
right, my soul
That's
sister.
right.
There you go. Heck yeah. So what's going on today? How's it going?
Oh man, it's going amazing. I'm definitely in a really, really good spot in my life, in my business, and just friendships, relationships, everything. It's really great. I'm blessed. I'm grateful.
That is so awesome. I love hearing that so much. So I mean, we get to talk a bunch, and I'm so thankful for our friendship. And I want my viewers to be able to get a better understanding of who you are as a person. So tell us a little bit about where you grew up and what your childhood was like.
Oh, well, let's just open that with it. Fire trucking sucked, but it was, it built a lot of character. So my brother and I were actually born in California, Sacramento, and we left, I think I was about 3.5 years old, and we moved to Hawaii, to Oahu. And that's where we were raised. I didn't leave Sacramento until I think early 2009. So that's really where my brother and I were raised. Childhood basically in Kalihi, which is the armpit of Honolulu. That is a fact. We were raised in the projects. Basically, our parents were drug dealers. And I gotta say, though, even though that was a very negative lifestyle, I took a lot of very good positive information and brought that to my own business. So in a sense, for example, with my parents being drug dealers, and to me, they were entrepreneurs. And so my mom actually had this technique of, every time I get a new product, I give some away for free, just to so people, get to know me. So people get to try the product and whatever. And I actually use that in my business, in giving out and donating gift certificates for people to get a feel for the work that I did and for them to meet me and see how passionate I was about it. Yeah. And so there was that segment. We definitely did go through a lot of adversity. believe it or not, in Hawaii, in our Samoan. So my mother is Samoan and our father is Panamanian. But our mother, we stayed a lot with her family, very in the Samoan culture. And at that time, being a mixed breed, or what I like to call a hybrid, was not okay unless you were mixed with Caucasian. And so my brother and I deal with a lot of adversity. And the reason why I bring that up is I feel like that's one of the greatest characteristics that I have, is to almost kind of be bulletproof, I guess, so to speak. So there isn't anything that surprises me, especially when it comes to different environments. I did have a little culture shock when I moved here. I'm not going to lie. Having that chocolate face in a vanilla space, real vanilla. Hello. But over the years, it's gotten quite mixed, and it made me realize that because I was a chocolate face in a vanilla space, I did stand out, and there was nothing wrong with that. And then when I came with the passion of, yes, I'm a massage therapist and there's an ocean of us. However, this is something that makes my heart go pitter patter, and this is who I deeply want to help. So, fell in love for the first time when I was 25. I have 2 children. One is 4 years old and the other is 19 months old. And I think the 4-year-old is really starting to create a hemorrhoid in all in my ears for sure. But my kids are really smart and I love them very much. And here I am today.
Amazing. Okay, so I grew up predominantly in Hawaii. Definitely some adversity there. So how many years would you say you were in Hawaii for?
23.
Okay, so a good amount of time.
Yes.
Okay, so what would you say were some of your best lessons outside of the entrepreneurship side of things that you took from growing up in that type of adversity in Hawaii?
One of the best lessons I learned was having compassion. And I will say that this did not happen overnight. Okay. It took a lot of books and a lot of crying and a little bit of therapy to understand this. What I mean by that is the way that people were treating my brother and I, the way that they were talking to us, and majority of them, they were family members. Majority of them were very religious. What I had to understand was these people were only talking to us and treating us the way that they were taught. So I had to find the compassion for myself and really receiving a lot of that negativity, but understanding that nobody pops out of the hoo-ha thinking these kind of things and wanting to treat people a certain way. This was actually taught. And so when I understood that, it released me, it liberated me from a lot of, bullying or name calling or whatever. It really just didn't even matter at that point. I knew that person was taught that. So, it's all right. It ain't no skin off of my back.
Amazing. I love that. That's the lesson that you pulled from it, because backgrounds of adversity can obviously take one or two major roads, and I think one of those roads is definitely understanding compassion and empathy, and then there could be another path that's more destructive. You've obviously you're a creator and a spiritual being in this universe that is doing unbelievable and amazing things, and so I really appreciate you sharing some of those stories with us.
I appreciate you for putting that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you were growing up, what were some of the jobs that you were getting into before you moved into the massage therapy space?
Well, first of all, my first job was massaging every damn body in the family. I'm telling you, they'd be like, "Hey, can your daughter come over and help us around?" I swear I was the hood Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? That was my first job, cleaning houses and massaging family members. And that really annoyed me because I just wanted to be a kid. Hello, I just wanted to go out and play. I mean, I'm talking about massaging feet that was bigger than my head at that time. But I consider that boot camp at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there was that. That was my internship. Okay. My very first legal job. The very first job that I had that was slightly under the table was working for my aunt, who I'm named after. She has been in the real estate business for literally as long as I've been alive. Okay. And so I kind of started helping her out around the office to being a loan officer assistant. I really wanted to start paying rent where I was because I ended up living with my auntie and my uncle. And that is an amazing story in itself. That might be another podcast. Okay. Moved in with them, and I really had this deep desire to be like, I want to know what it's like to pay where I'm living. So my very first job was at Lady Foot Locker. And I cannot even tell you, Jason, how beneficial it was for me to have that job then. And the knowledge that I gained about shoes and feet, then I use that now in my business, in my conversations, especially with athletes, especially with people who want to get to start moving again and whatnot. That job was extremely helpful to my business now. Then I worked at Ross for a little bit when I was going to school to get my massage diploma. And I worked at the airport for a little bit doing ticket counter. I wanted to know what that felt like. And I feel like, so then 2008, 2007, I think 2006, 2007 is when I actually had 3 jobs. So I'd wake up in the morning, be a loan officer assistant for a best friend of my aunt. Then from 2:30 to 7:30, I would do massage. And then from 9 o'clock till about midnight or maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, I worked at the airport. And so with me and that was it, honey. After that, I've been doing massage ever since, full time. But those jobs definitely helped me build my sense of character when it does come to my own business. Like, for example, I knew that I could have a structured day and be organized and switch on and off, like loan officer assistant, massage therapist, ticket counter. And I loved that, that positive weight of responsibility, because it did push me to take care of my business, handle my business. So yeah, that was it. That's all the jobs I got.
Dang, that's amazing. And was that all taking place in Hawaii at that time?
Yes. All of those jobs were in Hawaii. When I moved away, I'm strictly a massage therapist, always has been.
Okay. So about what year was it that you moved from Hawaii? And was it from Hawaii directly to Utah or back to California and then Utah?
It was Maui to Sacramento. I was there for 9 years. And towards the last 3 years of me being there, that's when I actually started working for myself and opened up my own practice. And then 4 years ago, I moved here. So 2018, I moved here.
Amazing. What brought you to Utah?
It wasn't the snow. Okay, let's start with that. I'm an island girl through and through. I am very light right now. I'm usually 9 shades darker. I didn't move here for the snow. I moved here for family and opportunity. Both of my parents actually passed away from colon rectal cancer. They both died here. And between both my parents' death, my brother came out here to visit, and he loved the opportunity of not struggling. You know, we can't say that right now with these gas prices. These Hawaii gas prices is insane. But he moved here, and then my mom moved here, and everybody's been trying to recruit me. Okay, my dad's family been trying to recruit me, and I was like, listen, I can't move there because I can't buy wine on Sundays, and we gonna have to figure something out. And then I got pregnant, and I was like, okay, so Sacramento is getting a little cray-cray, and I wanted the opportunity to be a homeowner. I love that this state was very family friendly, and I was also tired of defending my profession in California, where the human trafficking rate increased so much. And I bet you it's increased a lot more since then. And a lot of these human traffickers, they use massage places as fronts, massage parlors. And so the way that the state tried to regulate that was create more fines and more special licenses and this, that, and the other. And, you know, that they don't care about, that's some money to them. They don't care about that. But to the small business owner, that's a hit. And I mean, I'm talking about if you didn't get a special business license, they would be fining you anywhere between $1,000, probably $9,000 a day. What? And I was over that. I just didn't want to deal with that anymore. So that's my long answer. I moved here for family and opportunity and not the snow.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons while you popped out to Utah. So that's amazing. And so how many years then have you been in Utah in total at this point?
4.
4. Okay.
Yes, 4.
That's amazing, because I seriously feel like we've known each other for like 25 years.
Oh yeah, our souls were somewhere else. You know, you had an afro with a pick in it. Yeah, you was all, yep.
I love it.
Yep.
By the way, this summer sometime, we've got to cruise down to Liberty Park. I'll get my lowrider bicycle, and we're going to be rocking.
Oh yeah.
So
yes.
yeah, we're going to have some good times for sure.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit more about your massage practice. So I can say wholeheartedly, I've personally been on your table, and it was magnificent work. I've had massage therapy in a multitude of places through a plethora of people, and there's a lot of great massage therapists out there for sure. You have a very unique sort of approach to it, and every single person I've ever talked to that has used your service has had nothing but rave reviews. I'm not talking just like, oh yeah, she was good. I'm talking, what the heck? Why didn't you tell me about her service sooner? So tell us a little bit more about your specific technique and the way you approach massage therapy specifically.
I absolutely love this question because I consider myself a little bit of a massage nerd. So the foundation of everything in my business and my passion is I have a deep respect for the body. What do I mean by that? When I really started to dive into the immune system, how it heals, so much other literature and other, thought leaders and just a whole gamut of information, I came to the conclusion that the body is simple. It's very, very unique. It's very, very complicated. However, if you give it what it needs, what it understands, and if you give it time, it will heal itself. I started to understand that, one of the major stressors for everybody is stress. Yeah. And usually it's mental and emotional stress because our minds and our nervous system cannot tell whether it's happening now or if you mad about your auntie who ate your cake 20 years ago. When you think about it, all of a sudden you get all revved up again.
True.
And then our bodies actually, and this is a universal thing. If anybody's ever seen that show Lie to Me, you will understand what I'm saying. Is our bodies universally respond in the same way to certain emotions. For example, when we're in sorrow, we tend to cave in to protect our heart. And so I started learning about, emotional storage and things like that. All of this comes into play to the approach that I have with clients. When I decided to rebuild my business here in Utah, I sat and I really wanted to think, who is it that really made my heart go pitter patter? Who is it that I really love helping? Who is it that I can relate to? And it really is the caregiver, right? So the people that are in the medical industry, especially nurses, I consider them the second parents of the community. And the reason why I can relate to that kind of personality is they do everything for everyone. They give. And everybody around them is so used to them being that sort of leader, leading in that way, that they get depleted and they suck at self-care. It's almost like I need to be broken down and have my toe dislocated in order for me to take care of myself. Now, because I have a very, I don't want to say aggressive personality, but I'm very firm in my words and I'm very certain in what I say. So when I meet personalities like that, and you might even know this through experience, most nurses, most medical practitioners, healthcare practitioners are very, I know everything. I'm fine. Well, my personality breaks through that. And it's like, I understand you're fine, but your body feels like sugar, honey, iced tea. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're going to work on that. And as far as techniques, I don't like being boxed in. That's one of the reasons why in my career as a massage therapist, I have never worked for a spa. And I am proud to say that I have never worked for a spa because number one, I would stand out. Number two, I didn't fit the prototype. And number three, they were going to box me in and force me to sell all kinds of stuff that didn't even matter to me. So I stuck with small businesses. And so I don't like to be boxed in therapy and technique wise. So my massage is very integrative. I love Swedish. I love the flow of that. I love deep tissue. I love trigger point. And side note, you can do deep tissue techniques without deep tissue pressure. So there's that aspect. I love a little bit of light stretching. I've got, all kinds of things that I do. I've also added cold stone massage because I hate hot stone. I realize that a lot of my work is focused on chronic injury and pain. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking up layers and I'm forcing blood to the surface, but it also makes the nervous system say, hey, something's going on. Let's send white blood cells there. So a lot of people have that little ache. So I tell them to ice. Do they listen? No, they don't listen. They go home, drink wine, and go to sleep, whatever they do. So I said, you know what? Let me get this process started faster and quicker before they get off the table. So I do a cold stone massage so that I can take down the inflammation. I also do cupping, silicone cupping, and I don't do that full body cupping session. I don't just put 50 cups on you and walk away and go have tea and come back and check on you. The cups have to work with me. I use integrative. I integrate it into my session depending if the client needs it. I do hot towel treatments with pain relief cream. And I like to keep it simple and basic because at the end of the day, this is a team effort, okay? And I feel like there's a lot of massage therapists that don't necessarily stress that. Well, honey, in my room and on my table, this is a team effort, okay? Your body got to where it got to because a lot of neglect. And so now I am the advocate for your body and I will speak loudly so you hear me and your body, and we're gonna work on this together.
Wow, I love that that approach. What would you say are maybe the top couple of things that people do outside of stress that they're sort of not paying attention to their bodies, and things that they could do to put themselves in a better situation on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, I love this question because I'm telling you, Jay, it's so simple. A lot of injuries, especially with healthcare professionals, are repetitive movement injuries. Repetitive movement injuries. What is that? Doing the same thing over and over and over and stacking that 15 times over, or staying stagnant, no real movement. So that, honestly, outside of stress, that's it, Jay. It's repetitive movement injuries. And I've tried to tell myself, don't just think this is it, Meli. But the clients that come in, the people that I attract, the injuries that they have, I'm like, okay, well, yes, I'm right. It's repetitive movement injuries or stagnation, lack thereof movement. And the solution to that is, number one, if you were an occupational athlete, and that's another podcast. Okay, what do I mean by occupational athlete? If you have to use your body in order to create in your career or make money, if you're an occupational athlete, sweetheart, you need to work out for your work. What do I mean by that? If you lift things or if you're twisting, anything like that, you might have to seek a personal fitness trainer. And Jay and I know one. Right. And they're going to have to help you build the muscles to tolerate this constant movement. So that's one thing. And the other thing is just move your body. Okay. I'm not asking you to go climb Mount Everest. Okay. I'm not asking you to sprint a mile in 4 minutes. I'm asking you to get up and walk around 10, 15 minutes. Even if you stand up and put your hands on your hips and kind of sway side to side, let your muscles remember, oh, we do this stuff instead of just this.
Yeah.
So those are my solutions.
Yes, I love that. And I've tried to stay cognizant myself because, of course, with my businesses, I've got, I do a lot of sitting and going over paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And I have to also remember, hey, I've got to stand up, I've got to stretch, I've got to sort of move around a little bit. What percentage, not what percentage, I'm assuming that you would also find that there's probably a large segment of the population who are wildly dehydrated as well. What is your take on just sort of water and the way we interact with our bodies on a day-to-day basis?
You know what? Man, Jay, you got some good questions. That didn't make sense too. Okay, let's get it. I'm going to give you a quick little testimony from a client that I've been seeing, and I haven't gone into the system and seen exactly how many times he's seen me, But when he first started to see me, Jay, it looked like his body just showed up and his soul was buried somewhere. Okay.
Oh man.
I mean, he had a hard time breathing.
Poor dude.
And so all the things I'm gonna tell you right now, I've already told this client. So don't think that I'm just making all this stuff up, okay, or talking about him behind his back. I said, sweetheart, when you showed up, you looked like Kris Kringle's cousin from a long time ago who didn't take care of himself and ate too much, Baskin Robbins. And his feet were in horrible condition.
Oh.
His toenails were black. And listen, I can go on and on. And he had a very, very bad skin issue, and it wasn't contagious. It was coming from the inside out. And, with all this information, I tell certain people and they're like, oh, you massage people like that? Yes, I do. Come on with it. That kind of stuff doesn't scare me. All of those things that his body was going through was, number one, they were symptoms of something is going on. And number two, here's my point. It was dehydration. So after me working with him, and because the approach that I have, I started to really send out a lot of appreciation for his body. He's almost 60, and this man is very, very talented. And so I had so much appreciation for who he was, what he brought to his industry, how he cared for his family. And I think subconsciously he kind of got it. So he started taking care of his body, and he just started flooding his body with water. And I'm telling you, this guy has dropped 45 pounds. He's at least 3 shirt size smaller. He's bending over. He can get up on a ladder. He's got so much more movements, and he got his toenails back. I mean, come on. You want to talk about dehydration? Listen, that's going to be another podcast if you want to get into detail. But I'm saying, yes. Is there a good amount of population who's dehydrated? Yeah, absolutely. And I can actually sense that in the first, I want to say 3 minutes of the session, just in warming up the body and spreading out the oil and me just kind of introducing myself to the body and to the back. I can tell within that amount of time because the skin sucks it up right away. I have to keep applying. That is the key indicator. And actually muscles, they feel a certain way when someone is dehydrated as well.
Wow. And the catch with that is that it's ultra easy to become dehydrated, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that, especially Americans, we love to have like every kind of drink, right?
Yep.
We've got the fizzy drinks and we've got every kind of juice under the sun. Then we blend all the juices and we've got, just millions and millions of types of drinks. And so it's easy to drink and feel like we quenched our thirst, but we actually didn't really intake either any or only small bits of water. And so you could literally go all day long and look back on the day and say, holy moly, I actually didn't drink water, just water.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just the smallest things here. I'll tell y'all a secret and lean in on this one, right? This is about, I want to say about 24 ounces, probably even a little bit more. But if you don't like drinking water, okay, you need to have a come to Jesus talk with yourself, number one. But number two, if you just filled this up before you went to sleep, and the moment you open your eyes, you take your time drinking this, I can't even tell you how much of a big difference that would make for your entire body. You're starting it off with hydration, and you are literally assisting your digestive system to whatever the heck you just ate last night, this morning, whatever. You're helping it move along a lot quicker. Just that would make the hugest difference. We got to work on you getting more water in, but if you started off doing that.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually a lesson that my grandfather taught me when I was little. We were sent to live with my grandparents for about 6 months. And every single morning he said, you need to have 2 to 3 cups of water. He just said to clear out your pipes.
Yes.
And so, and I'm thankful that has become a habit. Now, of course, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for me in the morning to get to my water point because, I'll do my stretches and all that. And I should actually be doing my water before my stretches just to sort of like, because water is virtually like the oil to a car. Now, if you ask someone, hey, would you drive your car with no oil in it? Well, anybody that has driven for any more than 5 minutes would say, no, of course not. You'd blow your engine. Well, that's technically what you're doing to your body, but the catch is with the body is that it's a lot more resilient than the car engine, so it can last a lot longer. But the problem is you're breaking down inside, right?
Oh, 100%. And that's what people don't understand. So I try to make sure that I let them know when they come in to see me. Thank you for all the testimonials and all the stuff that you heard. But honey, this is not a one night stand. Your body did not get here
No.
overnight. We're talking about a cumulative neglect of hydration, movement, emotional releases, all kinds of things, stacking that on. So don't think you're gonna come up in here and I'm gonna save you, first session. If I did, my sessions would be at least $1 million because you would never have to see me again.
Exactly. Nice. So we know that you specialize in healthcare workers and nurses, but I think it's also important for my listeners to know that if you're not in the healthcare space, you still will work on them, correct?
Yes, if you have a pulse, yes, if you're a human, and I don't do pets though. I did have somebody ask me, "Would you massage my pet?" I was like, "No." But yes, if you are a human, especially if you have been suffering from chronic pain, and chronic pain means anything that lasts from 2 weeks to 3 months. If you're in that window, if you're beyond 3 months and you're mad at the world, I completely understand why. That's because you're in chronic pain. And chronic pain doesn't have to be because of your occupation. It could have been a car accident. It could have been a fall years ago. It could have been, who knows what. And you might even be suffering chronic pain from some sort of trauma. But we won't really understand that until we have a conversation. I have some great referrals for that as well, because I can't do everything by myself. I'm not going to do I'm not that one Jack. I don't do that. I just focus on what I know best, and that's it. I refer out to the rest. That actually rhymes. I need a bumper car sticker that says that. Let me stop.
That'd be one long bumper car sticker or bumper sticker. Yeah, it'd be like this long. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, cool. So you're going to be able to handle any and all people, any kind of body shapes, sizes.
Yes.
So I mean that's definitely awesome to know. Tell us, if someone wants to book a massage, you actually, they can book and then you'll actually talk to them, because I mean that's what you did with me. You sort of talked to me and said, hey, sort of like what do you have going on? Yeah, it wasn't just okay, lay down, we're gonna massage, and then you're out of here. Like I felt like it was a team effort.
Yeah, I'm so that you book, because everything is online, and I'm not just saying that to kind of get out of it, but here's the thing: people have schedules and I also have a schedule. So I actually have an online booking link where people have a chance to see what my availability is and match it with yours, and you get to book out. I think I allow people to book out for 3 to 4 months. So then there's that. But when you do come in for your first session, it's a conversation. Number one, people have come to me a lot because of the referral, and they trust me in that sense. But when they come in, it's important that they actually trust me, because if there is no trust, there is no confidence, this person will fight me the entire time of the session. And it's a waste of money. And I hate wasting money, even when it ain't mine. So it's a genuine conversation. I think I have a pretty good intake form that gives me enough information to create a conversation. I love knowing what people do for a living, because that's a hit for me, for really, really good information. I love knowing when the last time they had their massage and if they've been going regularly. I love for them to have access to a visual of a body diagram and literally circling where is it that's bothering them or annoying them. I love having conversations with them if they've ever had any chronic injuries or pain or accidents or, whatever. Sometimes I actually open up the conversation if they've, circled anxiety or depression. These are really important questions to get to know somebody. Sometimes when I do have these consultations and conversations, people end up word vomiting, right? And I'm so sorry I'm telling you all this. And for me as a practitioner, believe it or not, it's so much good information for me. So now I get to scope through and see how to approach the body exactly what kind of pressure is it that they want, their body wants, right? Because sometimes what you want and what your body wants is completely different. And how to be cautious, how to speak to the body. I take all of that information into the session. And that's how we actually do tend to become a team and work with your body instead of blaming your body and working through that together. You come to me when you need to, and in between time, you start appreciating your body and giving notice to it. And we just start, the transitions are amazing to me. There's only a small piece that I do, and literally the rest of the way is the client. And it's amazing to see these transitions, and I give them all the praise that they deserve. Trust me.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. So, what is the best way to contact you? I want to make sure that my listeners can hear this, and I'm going to put it up on a banner here.
Yes. So the best way to contact me is you can go to my website, which is Murray, Utah Massage. So that's MurrayYutMassage.weebly.com. And you can go to the rates section or services and scroll down and book. It'll take you directly to my Square booking link. Or you can text me 385-474-9978.
Here, let me put that up here one more time.
385-474-9978.
Okay, perfect. Let me put this up. Is this correct right here?
It's WEEBLY.
Okay, let me change WEE. Okay, so is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Murray, Massage.weebly.com is where people can go to learn more about your service and also to take a look at your calendar to get on your schedule. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And then, although I've got your phone number, this is your best contact number for text, correct?
Absolutely. Just the world that we're living in, sometimes it's easier. There are people who have very introvert personalities and don't feel like really talking to people. So sometimes text actually works out better.
Okay, that's awesome. And then as far as locations go, so of course you're currently located in the Sugar House area. And I know you've got people from all over the place that will come and visit you.
It's insane. I actually have clients who are passing through from California, and they're like, I have to see you. So I'll be working on them. But yes, currently I'm in Sugar House. I'm renting a room in an amazing wellness center. It's called the Mindful Living Wellness Center. So I'm currently there. That's where my office is. The reason why I was located in Murray, but I'm looking to stay in between Salt Lake and Murray-ish area.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
All right. That's awesome. And then about how far out approximately are you right now?
How far out booked am I? About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
But here's the thing. People have lives. People cancel. And, you know, the reason why I bring this up is because people ask me, are you still seeing new clients? Yes, I'm always going to see new clients. It may take a while for them to get into the schedule, but listen, people get sick, people go on vacations, people get better. My clients get better, so I don't have to see them as often. So I'm always going to see new clients. Yes. I mean, bring it on in.
I love it. Oh, cool. So what else about your massage therapy practice? Now, of course, there's a lot of derivatives and all kinds of things we can get into, but is there anything that I may have missed that my viewers should know about who Karameli Thomas is and what your practice is all about?
Listen, the way this interview is going is the way that I speak. Okay. After we meet face to face and in person, I want to say that I'm very honest. I'm brutally honest sometimes, but the only reason why I'm confident in what I speak and how I speak, because I know what I know based on experience. I mean, we're talking about countless bodies that I've worked on in almost 18 years. So I get to the point where, try not to have too thin skin, but you'll give me information. I'll give you information after I work with you. and basically tell you, so it doesn't matter what you think, this is what your body is saying and this is what your body needs. And you're going to continue to be in pain unless you do something about it. So I think that's the one most important thing is I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to fight with you for you always. That's always been my MO. So I really don't care if you're upset about it. The fact is, where's the results at? Because, honey, you paid some money. Okay, you put some money down. We need to get results. And I usually want them now.
I love that. Yes, without a doubt. So as we move to the end of our magnificent interview, I want to know, what is one of your favorite songs or favorite quotes, or you can share both.
Okay, y'all don't want to know what my favorite song is, okay? But let me tell you, I freestyled this quote because it is so true, and I actually put it on my Instagram. It's called, or what I say is, the struggle to heal is real. Why do I say that? Because healing is it's an onion concept. It's in layers. And when you really start taking ownership and accountability for your true, genuine health, oh, it's hard. It's hard. You got to make a lot of changes. You might have to change a lot of people you around with. You're going to have to stop drinking for a little bit. You're going to have to start exercising. You're going to have to start stretching in the morning like Jason. There's a lot of commitment that goes into it. And, in that whole segment that I was talking about with the emotional storage, if you start diving into true healing, and you have to unravel a lot of those things that you think keep you, and if you let it go, you're just going to break and fall apart, you might damn near have an anxiety attack just thinking about it. But the struggle to heal is real. Seriously, you have to take full accountability and full ownership for the process and the journey that you have to go on to heal yourself in your way, the way that your body needs. See, now I'm saying this ain't a one size fits all. It's about taking accountability for yourself, for your health, for your body. So the struggle to heal is real, honey.
Gosh, you just seriously just hit the nail on the head with everything you just said. I sincerely appreciate that. And Meli, I have so much love and appreciation for you.
Love me some Jay too, man.
Thank you so much. I've been very grateful to have you on the show today. We've been talking about trying to do this, I think, for about a year.
At least.
So we got it finally nailed down. Thank you so much for your time and teaching us more about you, your past, your massage therapy practice, and what you do to help others. You are seriously like one of the biggest shining lights, not only in the state, but in the universe, straight up.
I appreciate that, man. I feel the same way. But is that why we shine so bright when we start talking? Because we both some galaxy lights. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yep. I appreciate you, Jay. I really do. This has been amazing. I've really enjoyed myself. Probably one of the best podcast interviews that I've had yet.
Oh, awesome. I'm so thankful to hear that. All right, my friend. Well, I'm going to place you in the green room for a few moments while I wrap up the show, if that's okay with you.
I would love that.
All right, cool. Much love. We'll talk to you in a few moments.
All right. Bye.
All right, there you go. So we've got episode number 67 in the books, Always the Journey TV. Thank you very much for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel and throw us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, which I know you did. And if you have any questions for Karameli, please throw them in the comments below. If I don't have the answer or to connect you, I know that she will, and she'd be more than happy to jump in and answer that question for you. Karameli Thomas is an absolute amazing energy and a force in this universe. Definitely get on her table. She is magnificent. You need to know her. So thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to rock and roll with this outro. Thank you so much and have a magnificent week. Much love.